Namaskar. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic. What is love? So first we understand what is not love. Is ambition, greed, love? Is desire, pleasure, attraction, sexual or otherwise, love? Or is attachment, jealousy, motive, possessionship? All these emotions there are in our life. And can love be exist in this state? When mind is frightened, fearful, is that mind capable of doing love or being in love? If we are divisive, we are fragmented, like me and you, we or they, my or their. So, can that fragmented life or divisive life being in love? Can a mind which is sorrowful, which is the root cause of frustration, anxiety, stress, depression, can that state be in the state of love? So, whatever we discussed and we said so far, if life is in this state, life in this kind of despair state, that life can happen be in love. We are very empty from within, very loneliness. So we want companion. So is companionship love? To have a companion, we make families, we attach someone. When there is attachment, there is jealousy, hatred, obviously. It is outcome of attachments. So when there is attachment, there is possessiveness, and there is motive to eliminate one's loneliness or emptiness. Can there be love? Is it love? Can this state of being or state of mind be in the state of love? Obviously not. Because all these states or all these emotions, sentiments, and happens in our lives, we live in a very fragmented or very distressful life that cannot go with the love. It's very important to be in love rather than being loved. Love is I'm joyful in someone's life. Love is not that I am joyful because of someone or out of someone. It's not a kind of exploitation or extraction from somebody to fulfillment and gratifications, our desires and pleasure. Love is beyond our ego. Love is beyond our motives. Love is beyond time. Love cannot be based on time that I have loved someone and not I am not loving that one and I won't love in future someone. That is not love. That could be a relationship which could be toxic and disturbed. So there is a difference between relationship and love. Relationship is a different, that is companionship, that is coexistence. You are related to someone, especially someone. That is a relationship. That is different. Love is different. Love is care. Love is affection. Love is sensitivity. Love and freedom go in hand. When there is freedom, there can be love. When there is no freedom, there cannot be love. Love and compassion go in hand. When there is love, there is compassion. So, how this love can take place in our life? How love happens in our life? Love cannot be invited, it cannot be generated, it cannot be produced. Love happens, love sp- spontaneously. Love takes place obviously and naturally. And all those things we have discussed jealousy, hatred, ambition, greed, desire, pleasure, frightened mind are absent. When all these things are absent in our life, love takes place automatically, spontaneously, naturally, obviously. We cannot invite it, we cannot generate it, we cannot produce it. We have to make such kind of conditions and situations in our life, then love can take place automatically. When love takes place in our life, when there is love in our life, there is compassion. And all these situations, all these conditions can only take place when there is no self, when there is abandonment of self-centered activities and self-interest. And how we can abandon self or self-centered activities by knowing ourselves. Knowledge of oneself is the beginning of wisdom. When we know ourselves, when we understand ourselves genuinely, rationally, sanely, then the wisdom begins in our life. There is difference between wisdom and knowledge. Knowledge is past information, data that is almost dead. Knowledge is always dead and limited, but wisdom is always alive and unlimited. Wisdom is the supreme intelligence. So when there is love, there is compassion, which is called the supreme intelligence. Compassion called the supreme intelligence, wisdom. And it happens when there is love, and love happens when there is no self, when there is abandonment of self. So if we want to realize this wonderful phenomena in our life, beauty and depth of love, if we realize and want to take place in our life, we have to come out of the aforesaid situations and conditions which I talked earlier. Then we will be able to establish love, wisdom, supreme intelligence, then supreme energy, and we can connect to the supreme truth. The only way to connect to the supreme truth or supreme energy or supreme intelligence is this love and compassion, because it creates wisdom in our life, and wisdom is the only way to connect to the supreme, not anything, because supreme is alive, unpermeable, unlimited. We cannot imagine, unimaginable, untraceable, immeasurable, uncomparable. So in this, to realize all this, this is the way to create the situations so that there is love in our life, and simultaneously or eventually there is compassion and supreme wisdom and energy in our life. So this is the real love. What's your opinion about this issue? You can tell me by your comments, and if you find this video worthwhile, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.